for cheering. Praise the room. Welcome, Harry Hunter.
Hi everyone. I'll start with a little poll. Can you give me a cheer, please, if you believe that you have free will?
Yeah.
A few people there believe you have free will. I'm sorry to say you don't have free will, unfortunately, but don't worry about it, because it's not your fault. I'm Harry, I'm 22, and everybody tells me I worry too much. Like recently, I was worried a friend of mine could read my mind. I got into a big argument with him about something stupid, and I was just saying, I've had it up to here with you. Do you know what I think? He said, no. I said, good. I worry too much. I worry about brand names, because you choose a brand name, you never know what's going to happen later down the line. It might be an unfortunate name. So there's a beer that I'm sure you know that has a very similar name to a virus that caused a global pandemic recently, and I have to say, I really feel for the makers of SARS-2-COVID-19 session IPA. I hope they're doing okay. And I worry about Wally from the Where's Wally books. You know Wally? Are we fans of Wally here? Yeah. Because everybody always asks, where's Wally? But nobody ever asks, how is Wally? And I feel like that lack of love is what led him to commit those brutal murders that he did last year. If you see him, do let the police know, because they're having trouble finding him. And I worry about relationships, right? Because I don't really get women. I don't really understand them either. I'll give you an example. I was on a date recently, and I was sitting there at the cafe, and she comes over and she's, oh hi, I'm Sarah. I recognize you from your picture. Nice to meet you. How you doing? Tell me if you think this was wrong. In reply, I said, what if you farted helium, right? So instead of normal farts, you fart helium, okay? And then every time you try and hold in a fart, okay, you increase the amount of helium that is inside of you. Are you following, Sandra? So, what happens is you're out with somebody you respect, perhaps a pastoral figure, a parent in your life, and you don't feel comfortable farting in front of them, so you hold it in. But what happens then, Sandra? What happens then is the amount of helium is going to increase, gradually increase steadily, and you're going to start to float, because helium is lighter than air. So you start floating off the ground, just a little bit at first, but eventually whoever you're with will start to notice. They'll say, Sandra, what's wrong? What's happening to you? But you can't explain, because it's so ridiculous. And then all of a sudden you start floating more, and people around you, they notice, and they go, oh my God, who's this floating woman? And somebody starts filming, and you definitely can't fart then, because that would just be embarrassing. So you keep going. You think, maybe if I go high enough, I'll be far away enough that I can fart in the air, and no one will see on the ground. And then a helicopter comes by, it's a news helicopter, you're on live TV, you can't fart, and so you keep floating because you're too embarrassed to fart, and you go into the space, and you can't breathe because you're in space, and you die because you were too embarrassed to fart. Wouldn't that be weird, Sandra? Now, I don't know when she left, but she definitely wasn't there by the end. I don't really know what. That's it, that's what I did wrong. Her name was Sarah. I called her Sandra the whole time. That's what I did wrong. And I think my last worry I'll end with is I worry about heckles. As a comedian, because I'm not very experienced, I don't know how to deal with them. But, if it's a simple heckle, you can just say like, oh, I remember my first drink, whatever. But if it's a creative heckle, what do you do? And I'm always terrified that at a gig, somebody is going to shout these exact words. Your gig, or your set, is like a belt made of clocks. And then I'd say, what? And they'd say, it's a waste of time, mate. Thanks very much. I've been very much.